Good evening from Washington, D.C., and thank you to those of you joining me from around the world for news from a Catholic perspective. I'm Lauren Ashburn. President Trump issues a stern warning amid the pageantry of an official state visit. The president says if Iran restarts its nuclear program, the country will have bigger problems more than ever before. He made the comment with French President Emmanuel Macron at his side. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. The Iran nuclear deal has been a major focus for President Trump and President Macron as the allies meet at the White House. It's one area of disagreement between the two world leaders who seem to have forged a friendship despite their differences. Sounds of unity at the start of the official state visit.
Our two great republics are linked together by the timeless bonds of history.
The opening ceremony here represents a show of solidarity between France and the U.S., but the differing views between President Trump and President Macron are clear.
Mais c'est là aussi que notre avenir et celui de nos enfants se jouent.
Macron notes he and Trump stand on opposite ends of the climate conversation. The president pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Agreement combating global warming last year. Today, Trump bashed another international pact, the Iran nuclear deal, aimed at limiting that country's access to developing nuclear arms.
The Iran deal is a disaster. They're testing missiles, and what is that all about?
Macron had previously noted there was no plan B, but now he says the deal could be used as a framework to build upon.
We have a lot of work to be done together.
Like negotiating the best path forward for trade. President Trump calls for a bilateral agreement with France. The conversation continued in the East Room, where both leaders pledged their commitment to fighting terrorism. And President Trump clarified what he wants from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
They get rid of their nukes, and nobody else would say it. It'd be very easy for me to make a simple deal and claim victory. I don't want to do that. I want them to get rid of their nukes.
President Trump also demands that U.S. allies in the Middle East pay their fair share of cost for waging war against ISIS and other enemies in the region. As for France, President Trump says our two countries are linked together by fate and destiny, and our futures have never looked brighter. Tonight, the Trumps will host a state dinner with President Macron and invited guests in the state dining room behind me. Lauren?
White House correspondent Mark Irons. Thank you, Mark.